Hi, I'm Dave from boyinaband.com, and welcome to Day 4 of the 7-day song on Darkstep Drum and Bass. Yesterday, I taught you how to make a gated lead and a swooshy pad, and today I'll teach you how to make a haunting pitched atmosphere and a sound I affectionately call shh. Okay, let's start with the atmosphere. So at the bottom, make a combinator, call it atmosphere, and make a line mixer 6:2, then a Thor instance. Init, and open up. I'll just add in some simple notes and I'll discuss these later. Okay, the notes are in. Now, let's create a multi-oscillator and a phase modulation oscillator. Turn the multi-oscillator to soft saw mode, that's the third one down, since this will give a nice and haunting start to the tone. Then detune it a little bit on interval mode, just 2 down, and take it 1 octave up. For the phase mod, modulate a saw wave by a square wave, so the second one there, and turn the PM up to about 90, yeah, somewhere around there. So it's considerably modulated, and then take it up 2 octaves. This will give a cool synthetic flute-esque kind of overtone to the sound, so let's hear those two together now. Now, run these into the low-pass filter, just to take the edge off, and then into the shaper. Turn on the shaper and set it to saturate mode, with just below half drive, so take it up a bit. This completely mangles the tone, and take a listen. Gives this cool, haunting, disjointed sound. We can hear that better if we take the sustain on the amp envelope to full, so it doesn't lose any volume over time, then turn the attack up to about 500 milliseconds, just so it takes a while to fade in. Kind of like an over-enthusiastic video editor that doesn't quite grasp transitions yet. So, let's turn on the chorus, making it that 3/4 towards the wet. And then we're going to do a quick bit of stereo goodness with the modulation bus routing. Set the LFO1 to tempo sync and 4:4 rate. Then route it to the amp pan by 100, so LFO1, amount 100, destination, amp, pan. If we remove the chorus effect temporarily and take a listen, we can hear it moving between the speakers, giving a nice stereo effect. The chorus just makes it a bit wider, and less of a mono synth panning left and right. But you've still got that panning going on, making it a bit more interesting to listen to. Alright, next step. Go up to the mixer, and right-click and create an RV7000 advanced reverb unit. Just over half auxiliary, then take it up to Noisia Theatre as the preset. Take the decay up to about 115, so quite a high amount. That'll do. And open up the remote programmer and go to EQ mode. We're now going to use the EQ to emphasize the most eerie part of the sound. So bring the param gain here up to 18 decibels, take it up to about 3.5 kilohertz, and leave the Q at 0.2. Hey, that rhymes. Yay. Bring the low end down so you can hear it properly. And take a listen. Listen to it emphasizing that synthetic flutiness again. Gorgeous stuff. Next, we're going to run the mixer into a stereo imager. So, if we shift create it so it doesn't connect to anything, move it above, hit tab to look at the back, then take it from the mixer into the stereo imager and the audio output here into the From Devices section on the combinator. Now, fully widen it and solo the high band just to remove everything below about 800 hertz. Next, an EQ. Cut the low shelf by full, as high as it will go. You might wonder why, since we've just removed the low end in the stereo imager, but this doesn't completely remove that low end, it only reduces it considerably. I'll show you. So, without the EQ, and then with the EQ. Hear the difference? So, this is the final nail in the coffin for the low end of this atmosphere. I'm not very good at evil laughs, so I'll give you 5 seconds to do one at home. Go on, no one will judge you. There we go, back to the tutorial. Now, notch out 8 decibels at the default frequency, around 900 hertz there, with param 1, just to remove that undertone that's stealing focus. So take a listen to the difference. There we go. And then notch out below where we emphasized with the reverb, just below it, so about 3 kilohertz. Just by full, just to focus the tone just above that point. So take a listen, without and with. Sweet. Next, run the effect into an ECF envelope-controlled filter. Turn it to bandpass mode, and turn the frequency up to about 80. This makes the effect even more lo-fi, and with the high fineness of the reverb down here making it sound professional, it just gives that awesome, this is a lo-fi sounding synth, but you can totally tell I could make a high quality synth if I wanted to impression. Let's take a listen to that then. So, without it, and with it. Sweet. Lastly, just to boost the volume after all that cutting and the EQ, chuck in a maximizer. And turn the input gain up to about 8 decibels, something like that, and turn on the 4 milliseconds look ahead, just in case it clips at all, and take a listen. Frickin' gorgeous. I feel like I'm listening to some random Native American through a transistor radio playing panpipes in a large cave, which is always a good thing to feel. Yes, there's notes. 3 notes, all just long and simple. Since it's a slow attack, I didn't even bother to quantize it. It's going from the root note F to the semitone above, the G. Remember, semitones are painful and haunting. Then it goes down to the E, where it's just crying to go back to that F sharp, so you can hear tension and back. It's this tension that makes the melody sound so haunting, even though it's simple. I frickin' love music. So, join me in part 2, where I'll be discussing my secret shh technique for filling out gaps in the high end that will not be a very good secret as soon as I realise I've posted detailed instructions of how to replicate it on the internet.